To start the tutorial off, you need to remove these 3 screws from the original housing to then later remove this piece of glass as well. The reason why you want to remove this is because we're going to spray paint it. First we're going to degrease it after everything's removed, and then once that's removed we simply paint the housing and you can create your own ice cube version of the third brake light, which is in some cases very difficult to obtain. This could help you out as the red ones are usually a lot more easy to obtain. Now once that removed, in some cases there's still this clip attached. Usually it removes by simply either pressing it a little bit backwards or sort of getting it towards you and then nudging it out of place. Now once everything's removed, make sure to inspect these areas, as sometimes the housing is broken due to over tightening of these nuts, and in some cases it's just the sun that causes the damage, and then eventually they will break off once you start to remove the piece of glass on the inside, as these clips for some reason also strengthen this sort of strut towers. Usually this is relatively simple to remove. You press in the clips by hand and then pop it outwards by simply putting some pressure on it. Usually that's enough to force it outwards if the construction, you know, the whole structure is still solid. And then once it's sort of loose, you either will pop it out in one go, or you have to slowly work your way around. Now this is the moment that we'll use some degreaser to degrease the housing, and you can also use a Scotch-Brite to slightly scuffen it up so that the paint that you'll be using adheres a lot better to the housing. The reason, of course, why you want to do that is that otherwise you're going to have to repaint the whole thing. You don't want to see any red spots afterwards anymore, because that would sort of ruin the look that you're trying to go for with this kit of ours. Now once you've degreased it, as said, you could also scuff up the sides ever so slightly. This will make sure that the butyl will adhere a little bit better, and it also makes the paint stick a bit better. Then after sanding it down, you sort of want to make sure that you degrease the whole structure again, the housing again, sorry, and then hopefully you'll get the best possible results. It does not need to be sanded down where there's like a full layer of material gone. You just want to scuff it up ever so slightly. Once you're done with that, I suggest you either wear some gloves for the painting, or you grab one of these towels that you put like behind here so you don't spray over your hand. And then it's a simple matter of spray painting the housing, which I'll do off screen for a bit in case I make a big mess out of things. And this is sort of the result after spraying. So you can see the housing is black. You can 3D print these housings as well. We are doing that right now. You can still see a little bit of the red pieces and of course the outside, which is completely fine, as the thing that matters is the inside, and the small glass piece that we have here will cover up most of the red pieces that are still out there. Make sure to press down firmly and make sure to not destroy your painted housing in the process. And afterwards you can, whichever you want, either get the LED strip back into the position or you can put on the glass first. I usually heat up the butyl on the third setting, which is about a 75% setting with heat up to, I guess 70 to 100 degrees or something. This should already be enough to sort of make it a bit more pliable. You can feel it start to sort of stay in its shape a lot better and become even more stretchy than it already was. A bit hard to see. What I usually do is I start in the middle and then I press on it sort of firmly whilst I'm starting to stretch the material from one side sort of to the other side by then pressing it back down into shape. So I press on it and then I stretch a little bit, press on it some more so that it stays as neat as possible. Then I stretch it a bit more. And this is a process that you'll repeat until you're sort of finished with the seam that you want to attach. You also want to make sure that once you're doing this, that the seam stays within sort of this area, as this is the part that if you get it perfect, your third brake light will nearly look identical to what Saab made at the time. Now, prior to placing the glass back on there, you want to reheat the entire area. So that's what we're going to do very quickly. And then once it's heated up, make sure to sort of fit it on the side first. And if it's not entirely into place, you can still move it about. And then sometimes, like in the case with this thicker piece of glass, which is also therefore taken out of sort of relation, you do need to heat up the glass prior as well. Now you have to repeat this process a couple times for it to properly seal everywhere. So once it sticks such as it is right now, you're going to have to reheat it again and then sort of press it back into place. You reheat it by heating the glass up as well. And then once it's hot again, don't burn your hands, sort of slightly press it down again till everything becomes a neat looking piece. Now, as said, this piece of glass was taken out of relation because it was a little bit too thick. Normally it's about, let's say, 2 millimeters thick. This one was about 4, so that's why it's not into relation anymore. But it's a very good candidate to show you how sort of this process is done. Now, as you just saw me do over there, I removed the air pocket by lifting up the glass housing a little bit. In some cases, this is required to get all the air pockets that sometimes stick in the butyl out of there. Afterwards, of course, it's a matter of reheating the whole structure a couple times and then keep pressure on until it finally sits. Now, as said, this takes up usually anywhere between, shall we say, 20 to 30 minutes if you want it to be completely perfect. You sometimes do need to reheat areas to sort of get them back down exactly the way you want it. Sometimes you're just going to have to look whether or not it's actually sitting over the edge already, such as in this case with the air pockets that we saw over here. Now, after you're done or happy with the end result, you do sort of need to polish the outside a little bit again, which is completely possible, and then put it back in your car. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you find this tutorial helpful.